Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter, and today I'm going to talk about how to trade at peak performance. This is part of our Beginner's Essential series. Our main goal here at Altcoin Mentors is to help as many people as possible achieve their goal of financial freedom, and we believe trading cryptocurrencies is an opportunity of a lifetime. By the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of how to trade at peak performance. If you like our videos, please follow us on Twitter and on Telegram. We also have a model portfolio so you can view our positions and progress. The link is down below. If you'd like to be notified of our latest videos, please hit the bell button. All right, so if you've been following us on our other video series, especially on our 2K5X challenge, you know that in the last 5 weeks, I am up 67% on trading Bitcoin, while Bitcoin has been down 21%. Last week I went 5 for 5 with my biggest winner at 5%. Right, so how do I maintain peak performance during those times, especially when markets are going sideways, if it's very unclear? So we'll talk about that today. So the common qualities of successful traders. The first one is self-confidence. Second one is positiveness, self-regulation, and lastly, commitment. So if these traits seem pretty similar, it's also very similar with athletes. So when I was finishing up college and I was interviewing with a lot of Wall Street firms, one of the things that they really liked about me was that I played college sports. Because what they really want are people who are committed, dedicated. They think that they think that athletes in general have that level of self-confidence, the positivity, self-regulation, and most importantly, commitment, dedication. Because what they don't want is they don't want to hire you and they don't want to look over your shoulder. So you have to be able to self-regulate. When you're a trader, you want to have a lot of self-confidence, and you want to have have a positive attitude, so for better outcomes, and commitment. Because before they hired me, they asked me a lot of questions, but the most important question they asked me was, are you dedicated enough to work 70, 80 hours a week for the next 2 years? If you answered yes, maybe they would hire you. But if you answered no, they would absolutely not hire you. So amount of commitment that it takes, the amount of work that you have to do to become a successful trader is actually a lot. So when you're trading now, you have to ask yourself, how much commitment, how much time, how much dedication have I put into this? So let's talk about how to maintain peak performance. So the first thing that I tell people to do is you need to self-evaluate yourself. What you have to do is, are you using a system? Do you have a routine? And then, do you actually believe in the system? Do you actually believe in the routine? So sometimes what happens is that people backtest, they do go through a lot of models, and when they do, they have good results. But then, when they actually start to trade, they actually realize that they don't really believe in the system that much because they don't trade it. They become very, very discretionary. So what we have to do is if you have a system, if you have a routine, and you really believe in it, you've backtested, you have to be able to follow through on it. Because that's where the extremes and thoughts and feelings come in. Because, when the system doesn't work, you backtest it, a system says it's going to work 60 to 70% of the time. And then when it's one of those 30 or 40% of the times that's not working, then your mind starts racing. It starts going, the other way, in a very extreme way. And you have to be very, very careful when it does that. Because one of the things about trading is all about motivation. So this is one of the critical parts for traders, because what motivates you as a trader? So is it a sense of mastery? Do you want to trade well, to actually get better at something? Just like the word amateur, for example, in French is like a lover of sports, like someone who does something for the love of something, so instead of a professional who actually just get paid to do something. So when you're an amateur athlete and an amateur trader, what happens is that you have a love of it. You do it because you really, like doing it. And that should be your best motivator. Or are you doing this just for recognition, for people to say how great you are, look at you, on Twitter or on Facebook? Or are you doing this just for the money? The reason why is that when you have the right type of motivation, right, you don't go through paralysis. But when you have a bad type of motivation, you go through paralysis. Basically, you become a deer in the headlights when something bad happens, because then you start thinking about, like, what are other people going to think about me? I tweeted this, or I put this out there, and now it's going the wrong way. And then, you're more concerned about how other people view you than the trade itself. The other part is the need to make money. So we all need to make money, but is it a desperate need to make money? Like, did you put so much money into your account that you can't pay rent next month, right? Or you can't eat, or you can't, go out, you can't do other things. So when you put that much pressure on yourself, right, it's a little bit harder and harder. And then, of course, the fear of loss, right? So if you really have a fear of loss, then you shouldn't trade, because everyone goes through losses. There's not a day, in the last few weeks where I haven't gone through a loss. So on Bitcoin, it's been a little bit easier for me. I've been on a nice little run. But for my regular trading, I have taken losses. And most recently, on my Bitcoin trade, I have a winner. But the two previous winners, the two previous trades were losers. And on my long-term stuff, on some of my smaller cryptos, right now I am at a loss. But I don't have a fear of it, because I've already put that into the system, right? I know that there's going to be a certain amount of drawdown, and I expect it. And by expecting it, I don't fear it anymore. So the whole thing is that you have to always constantly reevaluate yourself. So you have to re-examine. You have to see, is my system working? Are there any patterns to my psychology, my emotions? Because if there are, right, maybe the system or my routine doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my style, my personality, the things that you're going through. So for example, if you don't have a lot of money in your account right now, and you're going at things at a very high leverage, so let's say you're doing trades on BitMax and you're going through like 10x, 20x leverage, right? Does it really fit your whole lifestyle right now? Your emotions, your bankroll, your drawdowns? Because then, if it doesn't fit all the pieces in a row, then you might be doing something that you're very, very uncomfortable with. And then what happens is that there's inner turmoil. And when there's inner turmoil, you go through paralysis, and then you end up making bad decisions. And then those bad decisions become worse decisions. And you have to do this in a very honest way, right? You have to look through things very critically. And this way you can better self-evaluate yourself. And if after you do the analysis and the evaluation, you find that things are not well, take a break. It's okay to take a break. I take breaks all the time. If I go through a series where I'm taking some losses, then I have to ask myself, like, why did I take those losses? Was I chasing? Or was there fear? What are the things that were going on? By being very open and honest with yourself, right, and thinking about the process, right, you'll end up becoming a better trader for a longer amount of time. So hope you enjoyed our video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like our videos, please share it with your friends and other crypto traders. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Telegram. If you have any questions, please ask away in the comment section below. We do a very good job of answering all of our comments and questions right away. Thank you again for watching, and see you in our next video.